I've sent multiple texts, and she's a slow responder. Take a hint, pal. Playing hard to get. If she didn't want me, she wouldn't have given her number.
Not necessarily.
This man is delusional. I texted her to meet for drinks. No response.
Yikes.
No response.
So I have some more riddles.
Oh my god. Do we get maths today?
Yeah, we could end off with some maths.
Okay, do I need the board?
Yeah.
Actually, do you need the board? Okay.
So you don't need the board for now.
Okay.
When I go in, I cause some pain. I'll fill your holes when you ask me to. I'll ask you to spit and not swallow. What am I?
A needle. Sorry, no.
A needle? What?
Come again.
When I go in, I can cause some pain. I'll fill your holes when you ask me to. I also ask that you spit and not swallow.
Don't sell it out. Just give my little time. When I go in, you make cause some pain. That's the only reason I think I thought it was a needle. But then you see, if you want to fill, you will ask. And you would. But you're encouraged to spit.
But not swallow.
But not swallow.
Let me help you out. Who am I?
Won't be Diddy because he wanted to swallow.
Ooh.
Well, gross.
Ooh.
Anywho, I don't want to give up so early. Can I get hints, please?
It's a profession.
Dentist.
Correct. I assist with erections. Sometimes giant balls hang from me. I'm known as a big swinger. What am I?
Assist with erections.
Sometimes giant balls hang from me. I'm known as a big swinger. What am I?
It's a thing. Is it a vehicle?
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of it.
It's called a crane.
Right.
What's beautiful and natural but gets prickly if it isn't trimmed regularly?
Lawn.
Yes. Okay. I add 6 to 11 and get 5.
This is the math.
This one isn't so much math, but we get in there.
Right.
I add 6 to 11 and get 5. Why is this correct? What?
Is it sets?
What?
Is it because of whatever set it is?
Oh, I thought you said sex. I was like,
No.
what?
Sets. Is it? Anything
No, the
close?
hint is think of a clock.
Think about clock. I add 6 to 11. And get 5. Hold on.
It's 11 a.m. and then you add 6 and now it's 5. 5
Oh.
p.m. I had a moment there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Mom and dad have 4 daughters, and each daughter has 1 brother.
Mom and dad has 4 daughters.
And each daughter has 1 brother. How many people are in the family?
My God. Let's see. Hold on. Just now. Mom and dad has
4 daughters.
4 daughters.
And each daughter has 1 brother. How many people are in the family?
Each daughter has 1 brother. 7.
Correct.
Because it's all the same brother.
Yeah. Okay, so this one you'll need your little board for. And I don't feel like sharing the answer with y'all. And again, y'all will figure out that in the comments. I'll just tell Sherain if she's correct or incorrect.
Okay, I'm ready.
7 plus 7
7 plus 7
divided by 7
divided by 7
plus 7
plus 7
multiply by 7
multiply by 7.
minus 7.
The fuck? Am I correct?
Wrong.
I know you would. I know you would. 2. So 7 plus 7 divided by. Should I have used bod mass?
Yes. But you did something wrong.
I can't remember what bod mass is though. Can I get a gentle reminder?
Brackets of division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction, something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh my God, take us back to primary school or secondary school? Oh, correct.
Woo!
So y'all figure it out. Don't show them the answer.
Oh my god, no, you have to figure it out. I remember bod mass.
Yeah. Okay, so that's it for the week.
Oh my god, I liked it.
Taxing our little brains a little bit.
Alright guys, welcome back to another week with us. How was your week?
I was sick.
Oh shit, yeah, you were.
I got this stink flu that everybody getting, and I thought my immune system was top tier, and my immune system just disappointed me. But nevertheless, I'm here.
Yeah, I don't know Laurel to ever be like sick.
I was shutting down.
I think the last time you were sick was we were both sick, but you were just stuffy.
This time I was sick.
It was dumb
sick.
bad.
I was like I'm gonna die. This is it. This is the end.
Oh my god. I hope nobody gets any sick. Top up on all the vitamins. Your emergency, all the reduction, all the multivitamins.
Vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin B. Mm-hmm. Everything.
Stock up. We're going straight into the question of the week. And this week we asked y'all, we kind of we'll know in a month's time because we haven't done question in a week in a while. Last week we did one. This week we did one. We're keeping up with it. So this week we asked y'all, do you think people can fully change if they constantly refer back to their past as a reason for their behavior? And that was a poll. And 60% of y'all said yes with time. And 40% said no, they should move on first. we also put a backup question. Do you think someone's past should ever justify their current actions or behaviors? And we asked y'all to give y'all whys. So we had 3 answers here. The first one is no, I don't, given that person's has made amends. I don't know.
Trying to figure out in what context
In
it is
what
speaking.
context you're talking about? In what context you're talking about? The other person
They're
said
probably talking about in a relationship.
probably. The other person said it depends on the situation and behavior, but generally no, they shouldn't. So I'll just read out the last one and then we'll discuss.
Yeah.
The past will always play a role, but getting into a relationship with unhealed trauma is not healthy. Okay, guys, so I know we talk about a lot of relationship stuff here based on the stories we get and stuff, but the question, I think a lot of people, a lot, but the 3 responses, I feel like 2 of them mainly took it from relationship standpoints, which is fine, but went in a general standpoint. I agree to a certain extent with them, but I have my own views. So what do you think?
I agree with part of what one of them was saying, that it does take a certain parts in how you develop into the future. Like, however, but I do not think that you should, whether it be bad, if it's bad, I don't think that you should use it as a justification for why you are a certain type of way. Now, a lot of people go through different struggles in life, different hardships, and I feel as though you should use that as means to grow. The fact that you're holding on to that, you are making yourself a victim.
Yeah.
And the only person that you could now blame is yourself. I don't think anybody out here didn't go through something. Now, everybody would have gone through a different degree of things. Some people might be like, oh my God, I didn't have it as bad as this person. And, you just want to look at some people, let's look at people and say, well, they just have their life easier than mine. And no, it just makes your victory even more worthwhile.
Yeah.
So just keep pushing through. Don't even look at it and say, okay, I can't do this because this is what happened in my past. I was victimized, or I am being victimized. And you keep painting this narrative. If you keep dwelling, to me, I feel as though you keep projecting into your future rather than your past. So that's just how I look at it.
I think bearing on the question from before, I feel as though a lot of people still use their past as excuses though.
Right.
When people have generational curses within the family. When we say generational curses, I mean like probably drug addiction or early pregnancies and stuff. I feel as though some people this is not, a child is never a mistake. Let's make that clear. Let me use that one. A child is never a mistake, right? Probably you would have preferred to have a child in your later stages in life, but a child is never a mistake. Making that clear. Let's say we're using the example of teenage pregnancy, right? Yeah, some people say that my mother did that, my dad did this or whatever, and they make it out that it would be okay because they know they experience that for themselves now. And I think as much as you could have an understanding standpoint because you yourself went through it as a parent, you would know how the struggle of it. So because parenting is hard on its own. It is a difficult task and it is very rewarding. However, to do it as young as a teenager, you already have school. You didn't even start life. Like, you think that you did, but you didn't. I mean, everybody comes up from different struggles of life and stuff, but you didn't. So I would think that as the parent, you would have, I mean, a child would do what a child wants to do, right? That you would have wanted, better or more for your child. So you wouldn't have made like, okay, one child come, but two? Because we had a story like not recently, like a while ago. I think that was about Valentine's Day where the child made, you remember?
Yeah.
And the mother wasn't having it. But I feel as though you wouldn't put out, I don't think you should put out a child, but they should know the seriousness of it. They shouldn't feel like, is I don't know.
I
I
feel
try
as
to
though that has only happened in
lightly-
situations where they have it, for lack of better words, have it too easy. In the
Yeah.
sense that in terms of early childhood pregnancy, I feel as though when parents of the teenager don't want their child to miss out on an opportunity or miss out on opportunities or be deprived of their teenage lives, they pick up the slack. By doing that, they don't actually see the real struggles, the real hardships of being
a parent.
a parent at that young age, which in turn makes it easy for them to fall back into that situation again. But that is, I find that's like a few though. I don't find that's like majority.
But I think where I was coming from is that you can't just use that you have a generational curse and you must expect it because you came from that. I think it should be, I was just using an example. My whole essence of the conversation was to say that, you must, at some point, you must want to try and break that generational curse of whatever, be it teenage, pregnancy, addiction, whatever the generational curse. You should want to break that. It shouldn't be like something that, oh, well, we are from here. Because I do not think that especially in an age like now, like there's too much resources for information that is readily available. And you would want, and as a child, because I'm saying child because at 14 you still have access to social media. Mm-hmm. Social media, you have access, and once you have access to social media on your phone, you definitely have access to the World Wide Web. You definitely have access. So I don't want to sit here and think that, you don't know how to break a generational curse. I don't want to say that at all. In terms of relationships now, I am guilty because when I was thinking of talking to people, or dating, I realized that I was still like bringing like whatever past traumas I had and putting it on the other person, right? And which wasn't fair to me, and it definitely wasn't fair to him. Number one, I think it takes someone who is quite aware. I mean, in the moment, like a lot of times I would have told Laurel, and Laurel would be like, "Ah, nah, yeah, you're projecting." And you have to be open to knowing, being aware, and actually growing. So I knew at that point in time, I wasn't ready. So I take myself out, and you have to heal. because you cannot bring these things in. You cannot bring these things in. I mean, I'm not saying that it shouldn't have taught you a lesson. I'm not saying that. But it shouldn't be that you're putting whatever the past person did on the new person, because it's not fair. It's a thin line, because yes, you might see something and it might be like, this bitch, I know this move.
Yeah.
It might be. That's why I say it's a lesson, because it taught you what to look out for. But something shouldn't be put on the present person. And once you realize that you're putting something on the present person, you are not ready for a new relationship. You still have healing to do. You still have to go to therapy. Nothing is wrong with that. This connotation about therapy that people have that is so negative, nothing is wrong with it. It is a part of self-care.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my 2 cents.
I agree with you in terms of like self-awareness, because I feel as though if you don't have that self-awareness, you wouldn't realize that is a pattern, is a trait, is a behavior that's developed from generations, whether it be, like we say, abuse, financial struggles, mental issues, but we saying yes, try to break it, but we know that sometimes it's very hard because these are learned behavior. This is not something that happened last week, last month, last year. This is something that was embedded in you from since birth. You know, this is all you know. So again, self-awareness, realizing that this is an issue, opening up your eyes. Sometimes the people who continue doing the same pattern is because they don't see anything else. They only have one track. They don't know anything else outside. And like you said, social media. I think with social media, people, they make this up. Wait, this is not normal. No, it have a life outside of this. I could do this. I could be, you know, people who grew up in certain crime-ridden areas, poverty areas. You don't have to be a bandit. You don't have to be stealing.
Exactly.
You don't have to follow the gang leaders. You don't have to be part of this.
Because at the end of the day, I think, you know, sorry to cut you off. If you're using that example, like, you know damn well it's wrong.
Yeah.
That's not like...
But in their mind, this is the only choice, or this is the only avenue, or this is the only way to survive to them, you know. So the boy's thinking, okay, well, I need to join this gang, because if I don't join this gang, how am I going to survive? How am I going to be safe? But you could choose something else. You could choose the next avenue. You could try to move. No, I'm not saying moving out of the area would be the easiest option, but focus on school, focus on how to uplift yourself, focus on a trade, a craft. You know, like there's so much out there, and the girls, you don't have to try to hook up with somebody to get you out of poverty, because I think that was the next thing. People are trying to see if this man could probably get me out of the situation. It don't have to be like that. So
it doesn't have to. I feel
with therapy, it's beneficial, but not everybody have access and the means to therapy. So like, probably going in your community and talking to the leaders, or talking to in whatever religion you're from, or there are so much people that you could reach out to.
And now it have so many like podcasts just like us, with actual professionals who, you know, talk about certain things. I mean,
we are not professionals.
We are not professionals
guys.
here. We are not professionals. We are just two girls talking about anything and everything, as we see in the disclaimer every week. And but there are avenues, like, for you to listen. There are books, self-help books that you could read. I mean, we still have access to libraries. We do. It's not like you don't have access to a library. Free libraries that you could go and read. Reading is... I mean, I talking about reading, but reading is knowledge. You could never, whatever you read, they cannot take that out from you. They cannot. So you don't have access to that, to professionally go in and having a therapist. I suggest start by the simplest things, reading or listening an audiobook about whatever, if you have access to at least that. But if not, then a library. A hard copy book isn't. I'm sure Laurel would have ideas of stuff because she reads a lot of self-help books and stuff. So if you want suggestion on books, I don't know if you'll be willing to give them suggestions. But I saw a girl, a influencer. Her name is Clark, and she was saying how, she saw the hardships of how, she saw the hardships of how her upbringing was, and she said no, she didn't want it from an early stage, and she had a plan, and her plan was to stick it out in school and make something of herself and ensure that they don't have to be in poverty anymore. So I think as well it depends on the person and the person's mindset. Because if it is you as an individual know you want better for yourself, you have to love that, and I think that comes a lot from loving yourself, learning how to love yourself. Because if you love yourself enough, you wouldn't want to put yourself in harm's way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You wouldn't want to put yourself in harm's way.
And harm's way is the easier way. The hard way is trying to get yourself out of it.
So the easiest way is not always the better way, longevity wise. So,
yep.
That's not a soft life. That is definitely a hard life. Definitely. To be dodging.
Yeah.
That's crazy. We're moving on. So we have one Sips and Spills this week. This person sent it in to our TikTok. Just a gentle reminder, guys, don't forget that you can submit your confessions, your dilemmas, your am I the assholes to happy hour with SnL submissions at gmail.com. For all those who don't know, the Sips and Spills group chat is where you all send in your dilemmas to us through our DMs, either Instagram or TikTok, and we share them with you.
And of course, all your dilemmas will remain anonymous. Have no fear.
Yes, our lips and eyes are sealed with regards to the sender.
And this is a gentle reminder that we are not licensed therapists,
nor are we licensed psychiatrists.
We're just two girls enjoying chatting and discussing everything and anything.
Don't take anything we say to heart. We're just sharing our thoughts and our views.
However, if we do see any dilemmas that need professional help,
we would send you all the details to a licensed professional locally. And for our foreign listeners, we would surely send you all a link to an online professional. Am I the asshole for living with someone just for my daughter? I have left him. He begged me to come back, and I did. Went back, but the relationship is not right. I had told him I will not be sleeping with him. I don't know what to do, if let him leave or I move on. It's getting out of hand. I am fed up of the obscene language every morning hitting my other kids. Please advise me what to do. I'm not married to this man. I don't understand.
That's the end? Because I'm waiting for her to tell me more, because I want to know the dynamics. Is it that is who the daughter's father?
I'm guessing so, because she said he hit
the other kids, right? Is it that she have nowhere else to live?
Well, I don't know if she have nowhere else to live or cannot stand on her own, because she said that she left and he begged for her to come back and she went. So I don't think that she cannot go, because if it says you go, I think you should just go, because what he hitting your other kids for?
Please, please, please leave.
That's not a question. Like,
Sometimes people just think raising your children in a two-home family is the best decision. If you know that it's toxic, it's abusive, it is something that's detrimental to yourself and your kids, it does not serve you any good in staying.
it doesn't even serve the kids any
No,
good, because you
because-
think kids are super smart.
And then they will grow up with this idea, especially if you're raising boy children. They'll grow up with this idea that this is a norm. Actually, boys and girls.
And girls, because
grew up
they'll
with
think
this-
that this is what love looks like.
And it's okay. And it's not. It's not. You know, maybe they would see you now in this process hurting, but it will be the same. The same thing when we're talking about generational curse. You're creating something that will be passed on to your kids. So I think the best decision is to leave, unless y'all could come to some sort of arrangement, some agreement that, okay, I'm just here for the time being, we just living, we coexisting. Other than that, y'all arguing every morning. What y'all arguing about? All it together? Is it that y'all got back together?
Because that's what
Or
I'm
is
saying.
it that y'all
I'm
just
confused.
coexisting?
Because if y'all are just coexisted, it shouldn't have any issues.
Exactly. And if it having issues, then that's not a place for you to stay, because you
I
can't
feel
be
as though
trying to live your
went and
life.
get your thing scratched, and now you're in a position that you need to leave. Leave that place. Go because if I'm assuming correctly, because they said you left before, so I'm assuming you left and you was on your own with your kids. So,
And you know why you left. You know
Excuse
it
me.
wasn't good. You yourself
exactly.
asking us for advice. You know why you need to leave.
Excuse me. I think you should go. You're capable of standing on your own 2 feet, and that's something that you should be proud of. I mean, back in the day, back in the day was when people would have said, like, don't study old heads when they say, no, God,
Stick it out.
stick it out. That's what they know. That is what they know. And sometimes it's not that somebody wants you to leave, It's not that they want, sometimes it's not misery likes company. Sometimes it just makes sense, because what are you doing? Older heads had no other choice, because they were stay-at-home moms. They were heavily dependent on their husband's salary, their husband's pay. Now, most women are working, and in this day and age, the two people need to bring some kind of thing into the house, because all in all, how much is everything now?
And that's why I feel it was easy for her to go back, because of the assistant. That I'm assuming, that
Probably
it was the assistance,
assistance.
because you don't know how involved the other kids' fathers are. So, having that support and stability, then who knows? But you'll leave,
Leave. You need to leave that. You need to leave that, because his and your other kids is I don't know.
No, that's the thing, Like, I always wonder, not wonder, but it's a very thin line between disciplining children that aren't yours. A lot of guys think, okay, I am acting the role. I should be able to discipline the children, so be it. Which I agree to an extent. Because if I, with my son...
How long you acting the role, though? Because you can't tell me you meet this man and it's a year all together and he disciplining the child.
Yeah, I don't even care about time frame. It's just how you do it. So what you would want for your kid, you shouldn't do to somebody else's kid. That's how I look
I
at
look
it.
at it. Yeah. Because if it's the way how she phrased it and all, like, she was saying that, he's hitting her other kids. So to me, what I gather from it is that he not hitting his own.
Exactly. So what I would want for my kid, I would expect the same. Because if it is I go into a situation where I am with somebody who have kids, I am not going to be hitting them. I do not hit my son. Now, 1 or 2 times he might get a little slap, but to be like, pap, pap, pap. Nah, that's madness. And I would expect the same if somebody has to raise my son or is in place of me when I'm not around. I wouldn't expect you to be slapping up my child. You're mad? We'll fight. We'll fight. So, yeah.
Yep.
Girl, you know what you need. You know what you need to do.
Head out. Head out with the quickness.
You know what you need to do.
Are we jumping straight into substance spills? Are we jumping straight into substance spills?
What do you mean? I thought I was the only one.
Oh, sorry. Reddit Saga. Reddit
I was
Saga.
like, what?
Sorry, are we jumping straight into the Reddit Saga?
Yes.
Okay. You going or
Yes.
me?
So am I the asshole?
Okay.
My husband flicked his lighter in my face and I slapped him in response. So my husband is a smoker. He smokes when he's upset or anxious as a way to get himself to calm down. We've been married for 2 months and we've never had any fights or argument till yesterday. So we were sitting together on the sofa and he decided to have a cigarette. I was on my phone sending an important email and he was complaining about some pimple that appeared on his cheek. He kept telling me to take a look at it and I told him to wait till I'm finished sending the email because it was important. Suddenly, out of nowhere, he flipped open his lighter and put it insanely close to my face and flicked it. I didn't feel burn or heat, but the light scared me. I screamed so loudly, then I immediately slapped him across the face and cussed him out. He played confused and hurt and said he was just trying to get my attention. He said that it was my fault for ignoring him and staring at my phone instead. I told him he was nuts and he said I went out of line for slapping him, then stormed outside to continue smoking. I was so shaken I started crying. Then I went to sleep in the guest room. We haven't talked since then. Was my reaction over the top? Maybe slapping him was not okay, but it was a natural reaction to what he had done. I don't know if he was just messing with me or trying to get back at me for ignoring him. Am I the asshole?
I think your reaction was reflex.
Same.
I think it was reflex. But if the email is important, it's a button. It's a pimple. Like, it could wait though. I get that you have to give the person attention, but I think in the moment there, like, he could have been a bit patient with you. Because I don't know what you do, because it could be emails for you to work. I feel I need I don't know. I think you should apologize for slapping him, although it's a reflex. He definitely, but I'm sorry, don't put no lighter in my face either. Don't put no flame by my face. You're mad? Are you mad?
So I just trying to figure out like how old this child is. Because it have to be a child because I am thinking of when my kid was younger and he like trying to get my attention and then he do something stupid and I'm like, are you retarded? You're not seeing me doing something? Now, I feel as though as an adult you should be aware that okay, if I say I'm doing something that is important, you wait. Were you flicking a lighter in front of my face for? No, I feel like the reaction was like a reflex, of course, because if somebody do something in your face, you either jump back and you know. Now, I agree that you should apologize for the slapping him. But you see how he turned around and was like, "Oh well, it's your fault for ignoring." He not seeing where he went wrong,
and I don't even understand why when you see that fire in someone's face.
And I feel as though if he's not able to realize that y'all been married for 2 months, but he didn't say how long y'all have been together. So I don't know because I feel as though something like this is not something that would have been something that I feel as though you'd have been seeing traits of this before. Like, you would have seen that his impatience, you would have seen that he's irritable, you would have seen that he's somebody who's childish, because that's how I look at it. He's childish. So, like...
What is your occupation? Because I'm guessing that the email is probably work.
That's what I'm thinking. So, like, why couldn't he have waited?
Change in occupation?
I don't care what it is. It could have been an email to my best friend. It could have been a text message. It could have been. I don't care what it was.
Don't flick no fire.
That response that he gave wasn't warranted. I don't care. I don't care. Like,
what shit are you on?
But yes, apologize for slapping him, but don't let him get away with the fact that he did that, because I feel as though it will come back up again where it happens in a different form, you know, and then now you'll have to jump kick him. You have to jump kick him, and then you'll send us back a next thing saying, "Was I the asshole?" No, girl, it was not the asshole. No. I did not think he was the asshole at all. Yeah.
I saw a story on Twitter from 6 brown chicks. Hi. That's all I have to say.
Hi.
I'm a good-looking, tall male in uniform. I have options. Multiple women shoot their shots regularly. The woman I want refuses to play ball. I met her on a traffic stop. She was speeding and she flirted
so
her way.
You are a police officer.
Yes. She was speeding and she flirted her way out of a ticket. I got her number and her address.
How come that don't ever happen to me though? But anyway, continue.
Yeah. Triggering. All you know, I got a ticket. I tell you, I allergic to that. All you know, I got a ticket last night. All you. Wicked week. I've sent multiple texts, and she's a slow responder. Take a hint, pal. Playing hard to get. If she didn't want me, she wouldn't have given her number.
Not necessarily.
This man is delusional. I texted her to meet for drinks. No response. No response. I called, a man answered. He told me to leave his woman alone. She's faking a whole relationship to get a rise out of me.
Okay, so he's delusional. Go ahead.
He's delusional. I've sat outside her building and watched her come and go, and she's always solo. Apart from you being delusional, so you a stalker. I've got the time to win her over. I was suspended from my job recently. Why? For stalking? Why were you suspended? I would like to know. So I have more time to watch my future lady and win her over. What should my next move be? You should check yourself in to a mental institution. Should I show up at her home/job with flowers? Sir. Please find help. Find help immediately.
That is crazy.
and not find help so you could get this woman. Find help for yourself. Because this is a level of delusion that it is unmatched.
It's giving Miles Bryant.
Who's Miles Bryant?
That was the officer. Well, that was something a little different. But Miles Bryant was the police officer who killed the 16-year-old. I think it was in Georgia, if I'm not mistaken. I think how the case went was she was with her boyfriend and other friends, and I think she used to live close by, and I think she walked home, and when her mother realized, like, wait, where's my daughter? Couldn't find her, nothing. Called the boyfriend, called the friends, and they were like, well, she left however long ago. Lo and behold, it turned out that he killed her, right? Prior to that, his girlfriend at the time was noticing strange behaviors from him, like, stalking, coming by my house, doing all kind of stuff. Like, it was just weird. So that is giving that, because I think Miles was also friggin' delusional.
You're crazy.
If I'm not mistaken, he essayed the 16-year-old and killed her. So, yeah. Yep. So what our advice is to seek medical help.
Check yourself into a mental institution immediately.
Because if it is that, sometimes, I don't know, sometimes females do this stupidness where they give guys their numbers just to get them from harassing them. Like, okay, all right, fine, here's my number, right?
Now people are being hurt. There are so many instances that you see online with or even on TV where people don't give their number,
and then
even if
as a reaction,
and the guy assaults them, whether it be
you should be allowed to say no or yes, I want to entertain you.
Yes, you should be allowed, but there are a lot of people who
you should feel safe
to
shut down.
Right, but yes,
mothers,
you need to teach
your sons about rejection. Teach them that it's okay. Like the same thing that it is tell us, there are plenty of fishes in the sea. Somebody else will want you and want to entertain you. And when he started off saying, well, that there are other females, I feel as though the attraction to this particular woman is that he's so accustomed that a woman flooded him, that the fact that this one girl that does not want him,
he can't seem to.
He's like, oh my God, why doesn't she want me? She realized that you are insane. And she probably did put up somebody to pretend to be her boyfriend to get you off her back and take the hint. She don't want you.
Homegirl, if you're out there and you happen to hear this, and you remember this, you are being stalked, please find a safe place. Because you're not only being stalked, you're being stalked by a police officer. That's scarier.
Yeah, a police officer, because like, hello, they like to hide and, come up with different evidence, and
that's even scarier.
He have access to a gun. He could conceal your body. Yeah.
The last one.
My husband, 40-year-old male, got me, 26-year-old female, a dildo for my birthday. And I just wasn't happy. How would you have felt and reacted? It was my birthday recently, and overall I had a great birthday. Originally, my husband and I were supposed to go to a winery, but that got cancelled due to reasons beyond my control. Our control. My husband took us to the arcade, and we got a massage, which was a great time. I greatly appreciate both those things. We were both up until midnight when it turned into my birthday, and he excitedly asked me to open my present. I was excited too, as it was sitting on our counters for days. And I was told I could not open it until my birthday. Totally fair. But when I opened it, it was a dildo. Almost identical to the one that I already have. Just a different color and a bigger size. I do have some dildos and enjoy sex toys, but I don't remember asking for another dildo or even hinting at it, and I was disappointed.
Who's asked for a dildo for?
Yeah, to be fair, I didn't ask for anything in particular, but I never verbally asked my husband for anything to be gifted to me. He asked if I liked my present, and I didn't know what to do with how I was feeling, that I just said, yeah, thank you, and tried my best to just move on from it. The next day, I told my husband, next time, if you want to buy a sex toy, please talk to me first because I don't know where I'm going to put this dildo. I know this probably sounds funny as hell to someone who isn't in this situation.
Well, he wanted to put it in here.
But it's just so big that I literally have no space to put it anywhere. And it's frustrating me. Also, I just genuinely would have appreciated something that shows he's paying attention to my interests, my wants, or my needs.
This wasn't your gift. It's a gift for himself.
Right. I am a person with tons of personality. The gift kind of just feels like he thought of it a few days or a week before my birthday and bought it on Amazon. Also makes me feel like he was more interested in his own intentions rather than thinking about me. But I know he does love me and care for me. I have been wanting to go to the arcade and I have been wanting to get a massage, which I know he didn't have to do for me, but he did. Is communicating to him to talk to me first next time a great middle ground or a solution to this problem so it doesn't happen again without making him upset?
I think
Perhaps there are sides to this situation that I am not seeing due to my own feelings.
she communicated well with him.
I feel as though like she make a mistake with the ages because I feel as though she meant to say that he's 26 and she's 40 because I feel as though she is talking from a level of maturity and I feel as though as a 40-year-old he's looking at her as a toy. Why are you giving me no? Granted, you get a sex toy as a gift, but why for your birthday though?
This will be going back to why I still see that although you are above the age of 18 or 21, let's push it to 21. Yes, you are legal, but I remember I was saying that these age brackets sometimes it still doesn't make sense. I still think it is advantageous because in this case, some people are really watching these younger people that they get into relationships with as, this fun, shiny new toy.
Yeah.
So, and because they think they could get away with anything because...
But they are married. And it's just not just boyfriend and girlfriend. They are married.
Mm-hmm.
And my thing is, I feel as though, forget the age. Well, I can't forget it because I feel as though he is acting like the younger party. And I feel as though talking to him is the right step. I feel as though she making excuses like, oh, I don't want to upset him. And if that's a good middle ground. But that's the only way to move forward.
That is the reason why he's with someone so much younger. Because if he was
he's
someone,
immature?
No,
because I feel he is immature.
He able to do this what he doing here with make her still question it. If it was an older person who's closer, he wouldn't be getting away. Well, I would like to think that he wouldn't be getting away with that kind of chippiness.
Now, I don't have a problem with the gift. I just feel as though as your primary gift and you put it on the counter, make it like if it was something big and whatever. Like it didn't have to be like diamond earrings. It didn't have to be something extravagant. Like she said, it should have been something like for her interest, something that was paying attention to her needs. Like I feel as though, yeah, you could give the gift, but after. or like another day. It come like when guys complaining about on Valentine's Day or the birthday, the woman say, well, yeah, we're going to have sex. They're like, okay, you didn't really put any thought or any effort into it. So I feel that's where she's coming from.
Why women don't get, like, you get your partner gifts?
For what?
Valentine's?
Of course.
Me too.
Of course.
So,
Now, originally, I didn't used to. Like, in my previous relationships, I used to just...
Before
my
they last?
my early relationships, it just used to be them showering me with gifts. And I think the difference with the others and this and that one was the time that we were together. And I realized that I just wanted to give him something. No, it didn't used to be like real extravagant gifts.
No, but
but it used to be something small.
and thoughtful.
Because,
Yeah, I grew up seeing my mom used to, it was a two-way street.
yeah.
I grew up seeing that. So I find when we talk to people, like, I find it very, very strange and odd. But anyway, that could be a topic for our next episode, guys. When we have a guest, probably male guest,
Yeah.
to see their point of view on it
Well,
as well.
I think a lot of guys saying that they don't get anything. So
Which is strange. Well, at least I don't know. Well, clearly, I'm the strange
or
one.
they
Or
buy,
we are the strange
or the girls just buy laundry and it's like,
Yeah.
this is it.
That's
Put a bow on me.
and who doesn't get their person gets a birthdays, like,
People out there.
that's crazy. Anywho. So I think this is the last Reddit. I have an Am I the asshole for canceling my brother's wedding venue reservation after he uninvited me?
Ha ha ha. Wait. Oh shit. And how close? Oh, this is gonna be juicy.
So I, 37 male, have a younger brother, Tom, 26 male, who's getting married in 3 months. A year ago, when he and his fiancée were planning their wedding, they were struggling to find an affordable venue. I own a vacation property with a large yard that's been used for a couple of small weddings before, so I offered it to him as a wedding venue, rent-free. My only condition was that I wanted to be part of the wedding party, which he agreed to. Everything seemed fine. Last week, Tom and I got into a small argument. It really wasn't a big deal, but a couple of days later, he texted me and said he and his fiancée decided to downsize their wedding party and I was no longer going to be a groomsman. I was shocked because I thought it was set in stone a year ago. I'm laughing at what you say, yikes. I called him to ask what was going on, and he said it wasn't personal, but that they wanted to keep things small and intimate, and I didn't feel like they needed me in the wedding party. I was pretty hurt.
In the wedding party, not the wedding.
Yeah, sorry, the wedding party. I was pretty hurt, but I didn't say anything at the time. Then it occurred to me, if I'm not important enough to be in his wedding party, why should I host the wedding at my place? You're petty.
Very.
So I called him again and told him that since I wasn't going to be a part of the wedding, they'd need to find another venue. Now Tom and his fiancée are furious.
Rightfully.
Yeah, so they can't afford another venue at this point. They say they can't afford another venue at this point and that I'm ruining their big day. My parents are also upset and say that I should just let it go and still host the wedding. I feel like I was doing them a huge favor and they essentially uninvited me from being a part of the most important day of their lives. I don't think I'm wrong to retract my offer, but now everyone's making me feel guilty. So am I the asshole for canceling the venue?
Hell yeah. hell shitting. Yeah, you are an asshole. A big one too.
Let me play devil's advocate here.
Go ahead. There's no way you could turn this around. He's an asshole. I'm telling you, he's an asshole. And the fact that he didn't mention what the argument was about, it was something shit and petty. He is an asshole.
He's an asshole. But let's see. I mean, being devil's advocate here, your place, your property, you do what you want, right? However, that's the only stance of devil's advocate I have. That's the only stance. It's your place. Nobody can tell you what to do with your place. You do as you feel.
Listen,
fit,
I feel as
right.
Go ahead.
But I think from the jump you was an ass. Because when you was offering something, you should not have had any conditions. That was a trade. You didn't offer them it. Instead of paying for it, you wanted to be a part of the wedding party. What's the big deal? What is the huge deal? I don't understand.
So listen, people plan weddings for a year.
And you're
people
11 years older than your brother, though.
Plan weddings for 3 years, plan weddings for 4 years, plan weddings for 5 years, right? When you come up with your weddings are the most expensive things out there. Like, I remember growing up, I always wanted like a big wedding. And when reality hit, I was like, I would like my wedding to be intimate. I would like my wedding to be small. I don't need to invite my third, fourth, fifth, sixth cousins that I see once every 4 years or for funerals. Like, that's not necessary. Right? If you don't have my number or we don't talk on a regular basis, chances are you're not going to be invited. Not because I don't want you, but because I can't afford it. But I think if you make a commitment to somebody and you said, here's what, this is my place and you can use it, you need to stand on your commitment. If it is that the argument was so detrimental that you all needed to go separate ways, then so be it. But it was not like that. For the fact that your brother still said, okay, maybe the wedding is still at your place, that means the argument was not that big of a deal. If it was that big, I think your brother would be like, wait, nah, I might have to start looking for a place because what happened between us was so bad. For you to pull it out because you were now taken out of the wedding party. Now, maybe your brother was being a little petty and you seeing that is that he's being petty, but I don't think that you should now follow it and trump by being pettier. Like, what is the point of being pettier? 3 months before the wedding, where are you going to find somewhere? You are practically ruining his day because he would have paid for food, you would have paid for music, you would have paid for photography. These are not things that you could say, oh, well, let me just change the date to next week, Saturday. That's not how it is go.
I feel as
so
though
you
I suspect that
asshole.
Whatever it is, your brother probably felt, whatever the argument is, I am assuming that your brother felt as though like you probably trying to control a lot based on this venue, which is venues are a big amount to go into weddings as well. That is one of the hefty costs. And I feel as though you probably were, because of how petty you are, it is a possibility that you had this air about what you could say or what you cannot say on your brother's wedding day. I am assuming what the initial argument could have been about.
And the fact that you're doing it in your yard, it shows that it is a small wedding. So why not be respectful?
No, this is a vacation property.
A vacation property, but still, I'm thinking it's still something that it could be intimate.
Small weddings, yeah.
Right? And you said it yourself. It's their special day. It's their big day. Their big day.
You're making it about you now.
Yeah. Oh my God. Relax
yourself.
Relax. It's not that big a deal.
It's not that big of a deal. Hold on. Before we end off this week's episode, I'm trying my best to, still bring you all your little TV guide. So this week, I'm giving y'all some underrated TV shows and movies that y'all could get into this weekend. So first one is Machala. This is a British crime thriller about a former detective who returns to the police force to investigate a string of murders while grappling with her own psychological issues and blackouts. The series delves into her troubled past and unraveling personal life as she uncovers dark secrets. Y'all could watch this on Netflix. It is definitely a short binge with 3 seasons long. Mind Cage is a psychological thriller as well, where 2 detectives enlist the help of an imprisoned serial killer to catch a copycat murderer, replicating his gruesome crimes. As they delve deeper, they uncover dark secrets and supernatural twists that blurs the lines between death and life. You can watch Mind Cage on Amazon Prime Video or Apple TV. Is it Martin Lawrence? Martin Lawrence is actually, yeah, that's Martin. Martin Lawrence is his name from Martin, right? He was one of the star actors in that movie, and it was really, really nice to see his serious side. I hardly ever see him with a serious side. And yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen him.
Yeah, he was good. He was really, really good. Another movie recommendation here is The Weekend Away. It's another thriller about a woman who travels to Croatia for a getaway with her best friend, only to find herself caught in a web of deception when her friend mysteriously disappears. As she unravels shocking secrets, she must clear her name and uncover the truth. That one is available on Netflix. It's a Netflix original starring the girl who played Blair Waldorf on, what's the name of that show? Gossip Girl. A Simple Favor. Clearly.
A Simple Fever.
A Simple Favor.
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 Okay.
This one is actually starring the girl who plays Serena Randa Whitson from Gossip Girl. She is, what's her name? Blair? No, what's her name? What's her name in real life? Oh my god, I can't remember. But her. A Simple Favor is a mystery thriller about a mommy vlogger who becomes entangled in the disappearance of her glamorous and enigmatic friend. Uncovering dark secrets along the way, the film mixes suspense and dark humor, and it really has some good dark humor. Like, you'll need to, if you don't enjoy dark humor, you might like it. Keeping viewers on edge as the mystery unfolds. You can watch that now on Hulu or Prime Video. Hit the Floor. This is one of my all-time faves series of mine. Hit the Floor centers around the drama, romance, and intense rivalries of the professional basketball world, focusing on the LA Devil Girls dance team and their entanglement with the players. The series explores power, dynamics, ambitions, and betrayal both on and off the court. You can watch that on BET Plus or Paramount Plus. Last up is The Sex Lives of College Girls. If you're looking for something a little more light, this one is a good one. The Sex Life of College Girls is a comedy drama series that follows 4 freshmen roommates at Essex College as they experience the ups and downs of young adulthood, navigating relationships, friendships, and self-discovery. You can watch this now on HBO Max. So I have a good list. Y'all have a good list.
As you mentioned, that basketball show, like, it brought back memories of Saga, and I'm like, why can't y'all bring back Saga?
Like, who does not sign Saga for another season?
That
like,
makes no sense.
Makes no sense. Saga was really, really good. Kevin Durant, find another host. Find somebody else to support the show. Yeah,
I feel like
really
anybody will be willing to pick it up.
because Saga is really, really good. Well written, everything.
The acting is good, especially even though it was like new upcoming actresses and actors.
It was good.
Good.
It was good. That brings us to the end of today's episode. Y'all don't forget to like, subscribe, share it with a friend. And yeah, don't forget that we are also available for bonus episodes on Patreon. So for all the Patreon members, see y'all on Sunday.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.